Alright, good morning everybody. Welcome inside the locker room to NJ, February 19, 2017. 1 week away from the big dog's birthday. Next Sunday is my birthday.
Oh my goodness. It's going to be turn up time.
We're going to tear metric up next week on Friday. Welcome everybody again to Inside the Locker Room with NJ, WNOK 1350 AM. Listen live. If you want to be a part of the show, give us a call at 929-477-1584 or hit us up on Facebook Live with any questions that you have for us or anything you want to talk about that's on the show. We appreciate everybody tuning in and listening today. Jay, how's everything going, brother?
Everything's good, man. I'm feeling real good this morning. A little under the weather earlier in the week, but I feel great right now. Ready to talk some sports and current events, and ready to first start off with this All-Star weekend.
All right, but before we go there, you and I talked about it. We had a lot of success with Pop-Up Live last week. And so based off of that success, Jay and I are working hard to put together Pop-Up Live 2. Mm-hmm. Tentative date right now is March 25th. We will definitely have more details for you guys as we go forward. You know, we have to get the logistics of the radio station and everything going. But if you're interested in being a part of Pop-Up Live 2, March 25th, please reach out to Jay and I. And we would love to have you guys be a part of the program. If you're a previous vendor at the first Pop-Up Live, you guys obviously at first say something if you want a space in the program. But we welcome all new vendors, all new people who want to be a part of Pop-Up Live too. And again, we'll do it the same format. We'll invite you guys up. We'll give you a chance to do a radio interview. We'll be live at the event. And again, it was a major success, the first one, so we're looking to make this one even bigger.
Had a great time. Some wonderful products. Great vendors that participated within Pop-Up Live. Shout out to everybody for letting us host the event there. I want to shout out Sean Rembert and Jennifer Vargas. They both did a great job representing their brands, Game Boy, LLC, and Coke Dog Pros. They helped make sure the event on the back end of it ran seamlessly. And, you know, definitely a big shout out to Big T. Without him, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do. And he made sure that the event itself, you know, being streaming live during the event went smoothly. So shout out to everyone that participated and all those that supported and came through. It was definitely a great time. It was good food, good music. Buddha Love Jones, big shout out to DJ Buddha Love Jones. He had the tunes on right, sounds was right. People were in there, you know, throwing it back with the moves and everything. So I had a definitely good time.
We had a lot of fun the other day. It was last week. It was a lot of fun. Speaking of our big brother, Big T, how you feeling?
Feel okay, Doc?
Good. You know, he's down for a minute, but we're happy to have our big brother back.
Can't keep it down.
Yeah, can't keep a good man down. So we're happy to have our big brother back.
Sound like Diddy in here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nobody take
We should film him doing the Diddy shake one day.
The Diddy bop?
Doing the Diddy bop. Last thing, Jay, we have a follow show after us today.
Oh yeah, the inaugural Jazz on Ice by Tony Hardy and Juan Kuhn.
Yeah.
They have the Jazz on Ice following up right after our show at 11 a.m. They're going to be bringing you some smooth jazz, maybe a little bit of R&B for what I hear on their show. So you guys make sure right after our show, don't turn the dial, make sure you tune in.
Absolutely. And we have Tony Hardy in the studio with us today, so we'll have him come on for a couple minutes and kind of promo his show coming on after us. It's right after us at 11 o'clock on WNOK 1350 Jazz on Ice. Tony Hardy, DJ Juan Kuhn. Great show. So you guys make sure, man, when you look watching us, you follow, just stay right involved with the radio station. Keep listening to Jazz on Ice. And our special guest today, Martine Senecal, MaRouge Publicity.
Yes, MaRouge Publicity.
Yeah.
I've known her for quite some time. She is definitely about her business. She's definitely one that supports major businesses and wants to make sure that you're doing what you're doing in regards to your marketing yourself properly. So she's going to come in. We're going to interview her, get some tips from her of what you can do to make sure that you're marketing yourself and your brand the proper way.
Absolutely. So before we get started, before we get started today, we have to talk to NBA All-Star Weekend last night. Mm-hmm. A lot of surprises. I think all three winners were somewhat surprises. There were major favorites going into each event, and there were some surprises.
Well, as we go through each section of the All-Star game yesterday, such as the skills challenge, and then
And we can start there.
You can start there. The skills challenge normally your expectation is for a guard to dominate that particular brand. You're pretty much going over the passing, shooting, and the dribbling aspect of this particular challenge. So normally you think that a guard's going to be a favorite. I think you had John Wall as a favorite.
I did. I picked John Wall. My son picked Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I picked Isaiah Thomas too. I thought that what he's doing this year, how solid he is in all aspects of his game, that he would have been a favorite in this. The winner ended up being Kristaps Porzingis, a 7'4" international player that plays for the Knicks right now.
Does that put more fuel on the fire for the Knicks to make the team about Kristaps?
Well, it definitely shouldn't be about Kristaps based upon what he did, what he's been doing. I mean, as soon as he came into the league, he showed his potential and his abilities. He's 7'4", he can shoot the three like Dirk. He has move, but in regards to where I think he's better, he can put the ball on the floor. I mean, he has great ball handling skills. When you're 7'4" and you can cross people up,
stretch the floor by shooting the three.
How do you defend that? The only thing that's going to make him unstoppable is when he gains about 25 to 30 pounds of solid muscle and he gets a backup. He gets a post game.
Mm-hmm.
He'll average, I think, if he gets into a game right, 30 plus points a game.
Wow.
At his peak.
So you're looking at him as another Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, in a few years he's going to be probably the best player in the league, in my opinion.
Okay.
Between him and Anthony Davis.
I can see that.
Those two players, they're both young. Anthony Davis has been in the league and he's been in the league like 4 or 5 years. So it seems like he's been in the league forever, but he's only 22, 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Between him and Kristaps,
future bright.
Yeah.
Future bright for both of those organizations. The Knicks got to get out of their own way.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, I agree with you. I think Kristaps can take them pretty far. They're going to have to get another big and get another guard, get another person to score. But
that sounds like a whole new team.
Yeah, and that's why I think you get rid of Carmelo now. I think you get rid of Carmelo now and try to get some value for him. Get a draft pick or something.
Where's he going, though?
I mean, I think you're going to have to really just give him up. Just literally not get anything for him.
Mm-hmm.
And just give him up and let him go where he wants to go. If he wants to go to Cleveland and win a championship, go ahead. If he wants to go to Clippers in LA, go ahead.
Do you really think he wants to go to Cleveland for LeBron?
I do. I think he wants a shot at the championship. Mm-hmm. So I think I can see him in Cleveland.
Okay.
I can see him in Cleveland. I think LA's a better fit for him marketing-wise, and he lives in LA in the off-season. So I think LA's probably a better fit for him, but
they don't have any pieces, really.
Yeah, LA doesn't have enough to get over the hump with San Antonio and Golden State.
There's too much out there in the West, man. You got Houston, you got San Antonio, you got Golden State. That's a rebuilding project in LA. He doesn't want to go there.
Yeah, he just doesn't have enough. 3-point shooting contest, Eric Gordon won. It's interesting because Eric Gordon, that's all Houston does is shoot the three. So I wasn't too surprised that he won. I was surprised that Clay didn't finish it.
That he didn't make it to the final round.
Yeah, Clay had a shot. He missed 3 shots in that final row that would have put him into the next round.
I think that he just wasn't really into it. His body language to me while watching the 3-point contest seemed like he didn't really care about it. Like he didn't really, I won this, I've done this.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that we're the best shooting team probably in the history of the NBA in regards to the Warriors, him and Steph.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that his heart wasn't really in it. He just got his check for participating, and that was it.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Yes, you do get hot and cold, and sometimes it's just your time. I thought Kyrie Irving was going to, do something, but he got tired at the end.
Now, what else bothered, and then the last part was the dunk contest. Obviously, 4 people in the dunk contest. One guy's in the D League. The winner doesn't even play that much for his team. And that's not the point of my thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can't watch the dunk contest anymore.
I'm going to say this. The dunk contest, people have been dogging the dunk contest for years now, saying that, it's bad, you don't have that many great dunks. But I had a conversation with somebody last night, actually. Could Michael Jordan do the dunk that Glenn Robinson did last night?
Probably not. But the point of it is, and you and I talked about it this morning before the show, these guys get 7 chances for one dunk. It's boring after a while.
Well, if you miss the first one and you don't make the second one, I think you should go off to a different dunk. trying it 4, 5, 6, 7 times, that's a loss of statistic. People are going to get bored, like you said, and they're not going to give you credit for it because you tried it 1,000 times. I mean, there was one dunk, I can't remember which dunk it was. It was a very difficult dunk to do, and he did well on it, but the judges only gave him like 7s and 8s because it took him 7 times to do it. So you're going to get penalized if you take 7 chances to get your dunk down. My thing is, I think that the NBA needs to make its stars participate in the dunk contest.
I agree with that.
To bring back the
20 years ago, the best players participated.
Yes, your absolute best players on each team.
Kobe Bryant's,
Yeah.
Jordan's.
I'm going to go back to, when Jordan was in his prime, when you had Stansberry, when you had Nance, you had Dominique, you had Mike.
Yeah.
We keep naming names.
That's what made the dunk contest.
The dunk contest was solid, and these guys did not miss their dunks.
Mm-hmm.
They prided themselves on, okay, I'm going to do a hard dunk, but it's going to be something that I know that I'm not going to miss this dunk.
I agree with you. And then the last part, and we'll talk about this, we'll touch on this a little bit, later on. The FCI has started the playoffs. The girls played yesterday. North had a tough loss. I was following that, watching it a little bit on the internet. Tough loss. They lost by 1 point to Fairfield Ward yesterday at home. And Rick Fuller did a great job with those girls this year. He was on our show before the season started. Hopefully we'll get him on before the state tournament. But he did an outstanding job with those girls this year. And they had a tough first-round loss in the FCI tournament yesterday. Flip side, Derek Sellers did a great job with the McMahon girls. There's definitely some progress going on over there. And so we're proud of both of our girls coaches. The boys playoffs start this weekend. And as you look at the standings as of today, McMahon sits in 6th place. And McMahon's a little bit of a surprise for me. They had a really, really good year. They had a really good year. I think they're 12-6 right now. And they had a good 13-5, somewhere around that range. And they had a good year. I thought it would be more like 500. So some of the seniors over there stepped up, and I'm proud of those kids over there. But they sit in 6th place, and right now they have a rematch with Wilton. If things stay the way they are now, they'll play Wilton in the first round, which would be very, very difficult. They just beat Wilton the other day. But I'm sure that Coach Gariak will make the necessary adjustments.
Yeah. I just think that if McMahon stays true to who they are and they play disciplined basketball against Wilton, they have a chance of knocking them off.
It's such a topsy-turvy FCA.
It's weird. Take a chance. List the teams that are in that.
So right now, sitting in first place is Trumbull. And we all, and if you follow the FCA, you thought Trumbull was going to be pretty good. So Trumbull's not a major surprise. Darien is number 2. So what Sharoy Bentley did over at Darien is impressive, and he should be the FCA Coach of the Year.
Who's number 3?
Number 3 is Weldon. Number 4 is Fairfield Ward.
Okay.
I see your face. I haven't named the city school yet. I get it. Number 5 is Danbury. Danbury won the regular season last year.
One high school, one in one town city. They should be there.
McMahon sitting at 6th. Ridgefield sitting at 7th. And Trinity Catholic is sitting at 8th.
Okay. Trinity Catholic, they recruit, so they always get pretty good talent. Danbury has one high school for the entire city, so they're going to get all the top talent. McMahon, like you said, is definitely a surprise. And we definitely love that they made it in the FCS.
Yeah, they played over their head this year.
If you look at the rest of the teams that's there, that's a testament to where the FCS is right now in regards to coaching, developing their programs. It just shows to me, in my opinion, talent alone and just having the talent just walking around the school and not playing basketball is really you have to address with high school basketball. When you have good coaching, you have a good program, all the kids buy into the program in regards to the coaching, coming up from the middle school divisions, going into the high school division. That's why you see these teams like Trumbull, Ward, Richfield, all in the FCS. Where's West? Where's Stanford?
Let me make you laugh. Now, I named you the top 8. Let me give you 9, 10, and 11. Greenwich, Ludlow, and Staples.
Wow.
9, 10, and 11.
That says it all. I mean,
no Bridgeport Central, no Stanford, no West Hill, no Norwalk High, no St. Joe's.
Amazing. I mean,
FCX is turned over.
On the outside looking in, people would consider it being a down year for the FCX, but in all reality, it's not. I mean, it's proper, good basketball being played at these schools that made it into the FCX. So
I agree.
They're just well coached.
Well, we're cheering for McMahon, definitely. Again, got a tough road ahead of him, but well in front of him. So,
but one thing, you haven't been paying attention to what's going on at Fearful War with the Brancato brothers?
Yes. And that is, again,
how do you feel about the whole situation of the father feeling that, if you guys don't know, locally in the FCAC, there's a situation at Fearful War where the father of two of the players, one of the star players and the younger brother, one's a senior, one's a junior, the father forced them to sit down for a game because he was upset that the younger brother didn't start against Trinity Catholic. Fearful Ward's coach made that decision because of a size differential between Fearful Ward and Trinity. Trinity, of course, people know that they're in the FCAC, but it's a private school where they can recruit and get better talent in regards to size, speed, agility, things of that nature. So he just felt that, you know what, for this game, this kid needs to sit. He doesn't need to start. He played a ton of minutes in the game. It wasn't like he sat and didn't play. He played a ton of minutes. He just felt that he shouldn't start the game. Father pulled the boys out. The boys, eventually, the coach decided they're not going to play on the team for the rest of the season. Since then, I think they won all their games.
I know they won that game.
I think they've won the last 2 or 3 games after him.
I think they had a triple overtime loss to Trumbull, but they won every game.
Yes, besides losing to Trumbull, which is the number 1 team in the FCAC, they won all their other games since the boys haven't played. My thing to you is, how do you feel about the situation since you've been a coach so long within Fairfield County, New Haven County area?
You know what? Let's do this since Nesta decided to show up to the show at 10 o'clock, at 10:20 instead of 10 o'clock. Good morning, Nesta. Good morning. But what we'll do is, how about we do this? We'll take a quick break. We'll get Nesta all set up, get her all prepared for the show, catch her up to speed. And then when we come back,
you guys call us.
Give us your answers, man. What do you think about parent involvement in high school sports and what should be going on, all right? Inside the locker room, Aunt Jay, give us a call, 929-477-1584. Hit us up with any comments you have on Facebook and Facebook Live. Also, you can give the station a call at 203-873-0448. And remember, you're listening live on WNLK 1350 AM. Inside the locker room, Aunt Jay. Now, Nesta's here with us. All right, we'll see you guys in a minute. We'll be back. All right, welcome back inside the locker room. Aunt Jay. Now Nesta's in the building with us. Good morning, Nesta.
Good morning. I'm so well, thanks.
All right, so we were having a conversation, Facebook Live, and our studio conversation is about parent involvement in high school sports, high school athletics. You being a coach, me being a coach, Jay being a coach, we all have been involved in kids at some level. The problem is, we talked about this a little earlier, we have a situation in Connecticut with one of the best teams in the area, one of the best high school teams in the area. One of the best players is a senior. His brother was a sophomore. The senior is obviously playing a lot of minutes. The sophomore was playing sporadically. He was getting some decent minutes. He was getting good minutes for a sophomore. Dad felt that he should be a starter, so Dad got upset because the coach didn't think that the sophomore should be a starter. Dad wanted both kids to be a starter, so Dad pulled both kids off the team. And the conflict in that is it didn't hurt the team. The team has still been successful since the kids have been gone for the last few weeks. But it hurts the children, it hurts the program.
And their chances of possibly winning a championship. Because with these two players,
they were the favorites.
They probably are a favorite to win the FCAC championship and go make possibly far in the States. Without them two, you don't know what what you're going to get with them without them.
Yeah. So the question is, as a coach, where do we see parent involvement in terms of high school sports? Like, I think the coach did the right thing. I don't know if I would have brought him back either. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I brought him back. And I say that because at some point, there is no line that can be drawn once you do that.
Right.
If you bring them back, then you're at the will of the father.
The team is lost. The respect of your players is lost. Right,
and that's important when you're coaching, especially if you're building a legacy and you plan on being at a program for a long period of time. you have to make a statement. At some point in your career, you're going to be faced with those decisions, whether it's about playing time, whether it's about attire, whether it's about behavior. At some point, you're going to have to. So that decision was very, very commendable. As far as parents, we need parents' involvement. So unfortunately, it ended up there. But the fact the parent was involved is great. And he's going to be faced with those decisions, but he will have made a statement as a coach.
Now, one of the things I say when I coach, I tell parents all the time, there are only 3 things I'm talking to you about. I'm going to talk to you about your child's education, if that's a conversation we need to have. I will talk to you about your child's health, if that's a conversation we need to have. And I'm going to talk to you about your child's welfare and what social issues are relevant today, a little more so than they were when we were on point. Those are the only 3 things I'm talking to you about. You hired me to be the basketball coach. You hired me because someone thought that my professionalism, my professional resume was good enough for me to be the high school coach.
And you're in a fortunate position because you're in a coaching situation where you're not necessarily attached to the school or other. A lot of times there's that pressure from outside and from inside influences. I've coached high school basketball in Greenberg, and I know now, didn't know at the time, that they brought me in because I was an outsider. There was a lot of issues they were dealing with, whether it's nepotism and other, where if you are a coach and you're from the community, you're able to make a decision because you know the parent's child is harder. But if I'm from outside, I'm not attached to any of the social issues in the community, so I can say, well, you're sitting on the bench. And the parent would sit there and watch me and be afraid to address me because they know that they cannot. And so that's what happens with administration often, that they're forced to.
But I don't think that we're really hitting the point in regards to this whole situation. These 2 players one player was the star player. The younger brother was a solid player that contributed well to this team's success. And for the father to pull both of those guys out for that one game,
which led to the rest of the season.
Yes.
But they do, and he has the ultimate control. So again, the situation is partly parent involvement, but then as a coach, do you compromise your value because of parent involvement? You want that parent involvement if it unfortunately leads to that. Well, unfortunately, you have to deal with that and make a decision that's ethical for your coaching. So I think it's a bad decision, a bad situation, but the coach, should in no way go back to that parent and try to compromise or work out a deal. That is your decision because, again, it will ultimately make a decision for his future as a coach and for his program as a coach. So if he has to deal with the consequences, it's very unfortunate, but he cannot in no way settle with his parent.
So you're siding with the coach as well, not the parent?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that, again, I don't know the parent, but if the parent ultimately comes to terms and wishes for his children to come back, because now other coaches will be aware of this parent. And, because, of course, in the world of sports, people exploit, people take you regardless of your history. There will be a coach that will say, look, I'll take him. But a lot of coaches will be like, look, I understand where you came from, and I don't know that I want to deal with that kind of headache as a parent. So he also puts himself in a very bad situation because coaches now will look at him as a red flag. College coaches will be aware of that also. And, he's not the only great player in that program or at that age group right now, and so coaches are aware of this. He's just put his son on blast for the world to see, and that is the argument that the coach should make to him. Like, look, Dad, now everyone knows, people are watching. If your son was good enough that he was a scholarship possibility, college coaches see that already, and so they want to stay far from that kind of parent.
Well, the senior son is probably already established where he's going to school so far, but in regards to the younger brother, where does he stay now? Does he stay at Ward? Does he decide to go to another school? Does he decide to go to Ludlow, move to a different part of Fayetteville, go to Ludlow? Or does he go to prep school somewhere?
Well, the question is, he definitely can't stay at Ward.
Yeah.
Again, I think that...
Or what if he does stay and what if the parent has some pull with the establishment and gets the coach
fired, which is one of my biggest concerns, and that's why I said coaches are in such a bad place in these high schools where these administrations are tied to the community, and it's a rough situation. Regardless of his record and how good he's done, he's unfortunately, so the administration, and it's a bad look on the administration, but few people stand up against it. It's not like a group of coaches get together and say, wait, this shouldn't happen. Administration, you often do that. And like I said, I've been in this exact situation. I've had to stand against something an athlete was doing and a parent was doing and the community was doing.
Yeah, so it's tough. It's tough because we don't know the father side. We don't. We're just reading. We're going off of media reports and newspapers, and fake news and alternative facts and all that. So we're going off of media reports. So we don't.
Well, you know where we need to go, right? In the locker room.
In the locker room. So we'll try to get in the locker room next week to
get some heads on that.
Get some more clarity about the story. We were talking a little bit earlier before you came in about the All-Star Saturday dunk contest and all that. What were your thoughts on it last night?
Oh, man, it was painful, kind of, just the repeats and repeats and repeats. But, I mean, it ended up nice, but it was just painful to watch. And I guess, the Jordan thing was big. It was big, and I hoped he was grabbing it from the air, and then he changed it up a bit, but it was just painful to watch all the repeats. And, of course, now the judging issue became a big conversation because, you take away a great dunker, you take things from because he repeats. And so I'm hoping that the committee, whoever's involved, reviews a few things with judging because it changed it up a lot. But, the ultimate goal, I guess, of the dunk competition is to be able to hit that first dunk right away. And that really sets the tone. If it doesn't happen, then everything else becomes like, oh. They should actually probably play that beat after like, wow.
I actually hate it. And I told Jay that this morning. I hate it. I hate the fact that they get more than 2 chances.
But look, you got to look at it like this, though. If you look at the essence of the dunk contest when it's at its best and its apex, when you've seen people like Mike, Kobe, Vince, Blake Griffin, it's almost too difficult. It's too difficult to
live up to that.
To live up to those standards in regards to those dunks. And if you do the dunks that they've done now, they're not going to get it.
So what's funny is they probably should have ended it after Vince. It should have been the last dunk.
Yeah.
What about Dwight Howard?
Yeah, Dwight Howard.
What about Nate Robinson?
Yeah, they were good. Those were good. That's very good.
But again, those guys made him on the first dunk.
Even Griffin,
I agree with you. I don't think you should get rid of it, but I just think the guys should have 7 chances.
But that asked my people, should we get rid of the dunk contest?
I don't think they should have 7 chances.
It's a lot. I mean, even
the 7 chances the 7 chances because they didn't actually catch the ball.
Right. They didn't finish it.
If they went and made an attempt, they only have 3 chances. When they make an attempt,
who got 4 chances last night?
Well, no. Here's the thing: if you don't catch the ball and you make an attempt at the rim, then it doesn't count as an attempt. You understand? Mm-hmm. So that's why a person can go 7-8 times if they couldn't make the catch with the pass, with the bounce. But if they made an attempt at the rim and missed it, that was considered an attempt.
Right.
They had 3 attempts, but if they dropped the ball, whether it was the pass, the bounce, or take it off someone's hand, wasn't considered an attempt. That's why it seemed like it took too long.
Right, I understand that. And so, but if you're a smart competitor now, if you know that it also takes away the desire to get it finished. Now you're like, okay, if I mess up going up, I can slow it down. I can pull back. I can not finish it and get another dunk. It's a thin line. It's a gray area, but they need to refine the criteria because it was rough. And again, watching it, you want that excitement of, oh my God, just hit it. And and again, maybe we don't have that talent.
No, I think the big talent's not the issue. I just think that
they need to put the star power back.
I think star power is definitely one problem. I think the other problem is you have guys now trying to be too creative.
Yeah, everything's off the bounce. Yeah, everybody wants to hurdle 5 people.
Yeah, they want all kinds of flips and jumps,
props.
It's just too much for me. It's just way too much for me. I'm telling you, I'm done after the 3-point contest. I'm done after that.
That was good.
I watched the first one. I saw Glenn Robinson's first dunk, and then when DeAndre Jordan went out there and missed 7 of them.
That kid Jones, when he caught that off the side, the backward.
Yes,
I
was like, it was the highlight of the. Wow. Yeah. And he still didn't finish, so it was the highlight of the night, and he didn't take it.
Yeah, I was done after that. Then I started watching boxing. Adrian Broner is my love and hip hop, so boxing. So I started watching that. Hey guys, we'll be back in a few minutes, man. Inside the locker room, and Nesta will be back in a minute, man. We'll talk to you guys. Remember, give us a call if you want to be a part of the show, or hit us up on Facebook Live. You're listening live to us on WNLK 1350. When we come back, MaRouge, Publicity, and Martine Senecal will be with us. All right, we'll see y'all in a minute.
I think you play that song just
Until
Yes.
12-inch logos on. Next break. Welcome back inside the locker room. And Jay Nesta, WNOK 1350 AM. If you want to give us a call, 977-492. Hold on, let me get the number right. What's wrong with me? You guys know the number. I'll put it up again. Also, you can hit us up on Facebook Live if you got any questions, comments, want to be a part of the show. So make sure you contact us that way. Jay, we have a good friend of yours, a good friend to the show, a good friend to the building. Hopefully soon, part of the team. We working at it. All right. We have Martine Senecal in the building. MaRouge. MaRouge. We said that at Pop-Up Live. It was MaRouge.
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 MaRouge. Tell us a little bit about MaRouge.
MaRouge Publicity is a boutique public relations firm. MaRouge Publicity is a boutique public relations firm. I've been in business for about 5 years now, providing PR services such as press kits, media coverage, event coordination, anything that deals with image for your brand. That's me. I've been doing that for about 5 years for entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, hairstylists, makeup artists, anybody who has business in the area. That's who I help.
So you're helping them with social media presence. Besides social media presence, what else are you helping them with?
Presence as a whole, as
Okay.
one. Because once you become an entrepreneur, you are your brand. You are one with that brand. So it's important to always be positive. Always have a good outlook, because that affects how consumers deal with you on a day-to-day basis if they want to use your services or purchase your products. If you're all about negativity and you're representing your brand in a bad way because of who you are personally, that affects your money.
So so in all reality, you're kind of like Ariana Van Zandt, so to speak.
Kind of
Making sure people are making the right choices, doing the right things, understanding that their perception to the world, so to speak, or to the outside world, in regards to the things that they do, things that they may be into, how they conduct themselves when they're away from their business.
Yes.
They have to always make sure that they're on top of, you're representing yourself and your brand. You can't do this, or you can't go to this place and look like
this and act a certain way or talk a certain way, because you don't know who's watching you, and you don't know what anybody could say. And everybody has phones now with recording devices. They could record you and you have no idea. And the next thing you know, it's on Facebook Live, it's on Snapchat, and they can tell you, isn't that the owner of such and such, or isn't that so and so, and that could affect how your brand is perceived. And again, it affects your pockets, because if your brand is how you make money, it affects it.
If you had a piece of advice, what would be the number one piece of advice you would give everybody? Look, I'm shutting my own mic off. If you had one piece of advice for clients, what would be the number one obstacle you would steer them away from? Is it social media?
It's social media presence. It's how you present yourself. And also, a lot of entrepreneurs don't think they need public relations, but you do. There's a lot of things that you can tighten up just by coming to a PR rep and saying, hey, I think I need you to look over my bio. Can you tell me if this is right? How do I present my things to, say, an investor or a celebrity to wear my products? Or how do I get news coverage? It's important. And a lot of them think, I could just do it myself, or I can do this and I can do that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't happen that way. It's not that easy. Unless you're someone who's really popular and you know a lot of people and you've been in it for a long time. But for those just starting out, it is important to have someone who can represent you and help you along the way and kind of give you the steps. And then if you want to branch out and do your own thing, that's fine. I mean, I have clients who aren't active clients, but they took my advice. I did a PR campaign for them, and they're doing good. So,
well, I'm pretty sure because of how popular you are and people that you know, they also got a lot of connections through, doing business with you as well. So that's key. That's a definite a key aspect of helping people get put in the right situations, knowing who to be around, so to speak, who to bump elbows with. Maybe you need to go to this function or go to this event, or because such and such people are going to be here that you may want them to be prospective client or someone that you may want to do business with. So
that's important. I'm glad you said that because, a lot of people, especially in our area, they only attend events of people that they know personally or people that's in their cliques.
Yes.
And
that's a big thing.
That's the problem. That's why a lot of great events, sometimes they're just empty or there's barely anybody there because you're not popular or you don't run with the, right amount of people. So, it's not how you can network. It's not how you can build your brand. Building a network is building off other people's networks. Once you gain that following, you gain another following. You gain another following. That's how your network grows. And I think people, when you stay stuck in one thing, in one crowd, you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to stay where you are. And that's like local celebrity syndrome.
Is that why we ain't ending ESPN yet?
I think we got
reach out.
You gotta reach out. I want to be on ESPN too. So
we got a long way to go.
We pushing though. We pushing.
We are pushing. Martine, you brought a client with you.
Yes, I did.
Miss Cassandra. Hi, Cassandra.
How you doing?
Yeah, actually speaking to the microphone. Cassandra.
How you doing this morning?
How long have you been a client of MaRouge?
I've been a client of MaRouge for 4 years.
Okay.
And what's your brand or your business that you represent?
Cassy Stylez. I'm a hairdresser, licensed hairdresser. My main goal is to do editorial work for magazines, photo shoots for big TV networks. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
So, meeting Martine in a strange way, she actually helps me with a lot of stuff. Before I even post something on Facebook, or if I post something, she'd take it down now, or don't put it up. No, I send everything to her first before I post it. Personal,
Police.
anything. Yeah, she's the police. Yeah. In a good way, though. In a good way.
That's what's up. And you have seen
a lot of people need filters.
I have seen growth. Through Martine, I was able to do Harlem Fashion Week, period. I've done Atlantic City Fashion Week. I've done a lot of things
that might not would have happened without
her. I know that I'm not. Diddy needed some people to get him somewhere. Beyonce needed a team to get her somewhere. I'm like, let's do this. I'm for it. I can't do it on my own. I don't know how to do a press kit. I don't know how to do certain things that she knows how to do, so I'm not even going to try.
Martine, how long have you been in the business?
About 5 years, self-taught.
You did say 5 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah, everything has been self-taught.
Was that kind of like your first?
Yeah, in a way, yes. Like my first.
Wait, ladies, have a moment.
So 5 years ago.
5 years.
Self-taught.
I taught myself how to do press kits, one sheets, tip sheets, fact sheets. I'm a writer naturally, so it kind of helps a lot. But creatively, I'm able to create really good press kits and one sheets, and I work really well with my graphic designer as well.
Okay, so in 30 seconds, brand us. Brand this show. Inside the locker room. 30 seconds. Never mind.
We can do that off here.
Yeah, off here we'll definitely we'll get you off. We'll get involved with MaRouge. We're looking forward to trying to marry our show with your publicity company. So.
Yes, I already got some ideas.
Oh, good.
And I want to come back as a guest during the NFL season as well.
Oh boy.
Zizzle, a sports show.
It is a sports show.
So I watch basketball and football. I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. This is a Patriots. Oh, you're a Cowboys fan?
Wait a minute. I'm a Patriots fan. No, we need a full resume of all the teams you support before you get officially. Don't worry, Jay, I got this.
Jay's about to shut everybody.
We need a resume of all the teams you support.
Basketball team.
Okay, well, I grew up a fan, and after Michael Jordan left, it kind of went. Basketball kind of lost its luster a little bit. And then it did. And then LeBron came back.
You one of those people that
follow stars?
No, I don't follow stars.
Okay.
But I still love the Bulls.
Okay.
But I fell in love with the Warriors, how they play. They're like a united team. And plus, Steve Kerr, he's a product of the Chicago Bulls.
She's a front runner.
She's a girl.
No, I'm good.
She said you a girl.
What?
No.
She's a girl. I'm just sorry.
Okay. So they don't consider me a girl. I'm just,
We can talk sports all day. I know my
let them know. It's 3 of us and 2 of them, and they would make that comment. Just
You know,
go.
the interesting is, I am a season ticket holder to the Brooklyn Nets. So my team is 9-47. So I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan. So I go to all the Brooklyn Nets games. I'm in the Barclays Center on a regular basis, and they just sent me. The Nets have the nerve to send me
Daddy, you still don't get a winning record.
They sent me a renewal for
They should
2017-18.
have sent you a renewal
Take
check.
no.
Halfway your money back.
I look at
It's
it.
halfway your money back.
You look at it like an investment. You get them while it's down. When it's
You know,
starts to go up.
and let me just share this real quick. My son, everybody knows about my son. He's 12 and my love of my life. But year after year, we've moved down in the Barclays Center. We started in the middle, now we're in the 5th row. So we moved all the way down. This kid actually said to me, "Dad, can we move closer?" I was like, "Are you nuts?"
For all the people. In other words, he wants to play. He wants a jersey.
Of course not. I'm like,
He wants a jersey.
Yeah, Jackson next to Jay-Z.
"Nah, he's 47. They should give us these tickets for free."
Yeah.
I was eating in New York and Brooklyn the other day, and I ran into their new marketing team. They're training a team of like 30 people to go out and market, and I knew it. And I know one of the biggest marketing specialists when I worked at a college. They used to give me tickets. Abner Neufeld, shout outs, Abner Neufeld, Nets marketing director. So I went over to them. I said, "Wait a minute, you guys just give me free tickets every season." So she took my number and she said, "Send us an email." So it doesn't matter for me. It works. If I can get my children there, it's a
I'll
good
give you my
price.
tickets.
Look,
How about that?
you can give me 30 of those.
I only have 2, but I'll give you my.
So that's one franchise you can get your groups in
Yeah.
for a good rate at this point.
Martine, tell us how to reach MaRouge.
You can reach MaRouge, www.marougepublicity.com. MaRouge is spelled MaRouge. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at MaRouge PR. And I'm on Facebook, MaRouge Publicity.
Spell MaRouge again.
M as in Mary, A as in Apple, R as in Robert, O as in Oscar, U as in Umbrella, G as in Great, and E as in Elephant.
Cool.
Okay, MaRouge dot.
MaRougePublicity.com. But I'm on MaRouge PR on Twitter and Instagram.
MaRouge PR on Twitter and Instagram.
Someone is
Make sure you
actually
guys check out MaRouge Publicity. Get in touch with her. Become a part of her family.
PR.
Cassandra, how can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Cassandra Barnes. Also on my Facebook page, Cassy Stylez You. I'm Cassy Stylez You on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat.
Cassy _ Stylez with a Z. You, the letter U.
She always get
We'll
it
definitely
right.
pull that up. I want you to hang around a little bit after the show so we can talk a little bit.
Definitely.
All right. MaRouge Publicity in the building with us. Inside the locker room, and Jay Nesta. We'll be back to close the show in a few minutes, and we'll bring Tony Hardy in to lead into his show, and we'll finish it up. And I got one question about Valentine's Day, so if you ladies want to hang out, one question.
Did it pass yet? Oh.
No, I'll hang out.
What is
Did it
that?
pass yet?
What is that?
I'm trying.
What is
Inside the
that?
locker room, and Jay Nesta. We'll be back in a minute. It's okay, 1350. See y'all in a minute.
In the locker room with Aunt Jay and hopefully next. I'm giving my fans a good look. You lying.
Inside the locker room, and Jay Nesta. Okay, 1350.
They don't know we got the nicest side of things.
Contact us.
Townhouse Gardens in the building.
477-1584. And also, if you want to be a part of the lot, please make sure that you guys check us out online on Facebook. If you have any questions, we are Jay and I are the Cosby Show. And we have we're leading into a new show that's coming in.
A different world, man.
Couple minutes, man. We got the brothers from Jazz on Ice in the building. My man Tony Hardy and the legend, the legend.
I defer.
DJ Boom is in the building.
What's up?
Brother, give them a quick glimpse of what they're gonna get in about 10 minutes.
What you get in 10 minutes, you're going to get the Norman Brown, you're going to get Miles Davis, Brian Culbertson.
Okay.
You're going to get George Duke doing a Mothership Connection better than George Clinton did Mothership Connection. So we take it off. Yeah, big time.
Okay. All right. And the direction of the show is every week it's jazz themed.
Yeah, so
jazz.
So jazz theme was kind of built around the guests. So every week we're going to have a guest on the third segment of the show. So today we have Eric Stanley, who's an amazing violinist, award-winning, great young man. He's with our agency, set that up for us. Great guy. So he'll be on the show today. Next week we have the great Rasan Langley and the Rasan Langley Project. So we'll be doing a lot of R&B. Next week we'll be doing a tribute to Al Jarreau. So the last segment will be all about Al Jarreau. And so yeah, we're just going to build the show off the guests, and hopefully this will lead into bringing back Soul on Ice.
Okay. Come on, real quick. How was Brooklyn last night?
Oh, Brooklyn.
Amazing?
Brooklyn was amazing.
Looked amazing.
Oh, it's a beautiful place, man. The vibe, the people, the food, just the atmosphere. It was a good look. It was a good look.
How many bottles you knocked out last night?
Oh man, they gave me love. It was a good look, man. It was a good look. I can't remember.
Okay. So it's a blur.
It's a blur. I'm serious. It was a blur.
Guys, make sure you check that out, man. In a couple of minutes, right on after us, man. In about 5 to 7 minutes, Jazz on Ice, Tony Hardy, DJ Juan Cool, man. We've been very proud of you brothers, man.
Proud of you too, man. You guys paved the way, man. Sound good. Pioneers. Don't forget that, man.
You just having fun talking sports.
Pioneers, brother.
We got some questions coming in while you guys are here. One quick question. This came in from Tony Bermudez. What do you guys think about Melo going to OKC? What are your thoughts on that?
I can't see that.
Can't see it?
He'd go crazy with Russell Hamilton.
Yeah, not getting touches.
Who's gonna get the ball? Two ball hogs.
I can see him in
Okay.
And that he'll stay at the Knicks where he can dribble for 15 seconds. And
or they can take 10 hours before they try to force him the ball while 3 men are playing defense on him. I mean, really?
Really bashing Russell Westbrook.
And
I love Westbrook.
No, I thought that was Carmelo.
I'm talking about Carmelo dribbling 20 seconds off the shot clock and then shooting a fadeaway.
Yeah. I don't understand what that's about.
Yeah.
That's about Carmelo.
Carmelo, that's what it's about.
And I love the Knicks, and I like Carmelo. I just don't think that what's happening with
Melo has been dealt a bad hand.
I think
every hand he's got, that's been impossible.
So
not even a one in a possible.
What's a good hand for Melo? What team is
Derrick Rose obviously wasn't. Derrick Rose wasn't.
Derrick Rose is not.
He's not.
But I watched the Knicks play OKC the other night.
$90 million and he can't barely get up and down the court.
But I watched them play OKC the other night, and when Carmelo was sitting on the bench, they played ball.
Yeah. They
subbed Carmelo in because that's what you do with star players. There's a certain amount of time that they have to get on the court, and that's why like players like the Spurs and teams like that, they do what it takes regardless of how many stars they have on the team.
So that sounds like coaching.
Yeah, it is. And then Carmelo, at a certain given time, he's coming on the court, whether they're up or down.
All right, real quick, man. I wanted to throw this question out there. We'll get back to Melo next week because the Knicks are still stinking. So we'll get back to Melo next week. Hey, Valentine's Day passed this past Tuesday. Everybody okay? Everybody seems to be okay with Valentine's.
Well, I got some stuff to say about that.
Well, we are definitely going to have to do that next week. But before you say what you got to say, is it? You know what someone asked me, and I guess this is the question I'm going to throw to everybody in the room. Someone asked me, is it okay for guys to get gifts for Valentine's?
Why not?
We should.
Yes, it's okay.
Why not?
It is.
Okay.
We should.
Okay.
But it should be reciprocated.
You get ours first.
No, she get ours. Hold on. There's a big thing that I've seen, even on social media, as in like funny videos and memes, is why do guys always have to get the gift as the woman has the gift? Like, I want a gift. Like, I get your kid, these flowers, this, that, and the third.
You got her 364 the other days of the year, right?
Yeah.
Why she?
Well, how's that a gift?
Yeah.
Wrapping yourself up with a bow. That's not the gift.
Well, I'm okay with mine to wrap up with.
I got something to
I'm
say.
okay with that. I'm like to wrap myself up with a
Movie trap question.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm let the ladies rock out with that.
That's every day. Think about it. Hold on. What if we came that way?
Wait,
without gifts.
I would give a gift.
Here's your gift. I'm gonna wrap myself up with a bow.
No, that's not a gift because if you're with that person every day and this man is giving you something, flowers, chocolates, whatever it is, at least give him a little something.
I disagree because that could be a gift because it's not every day you get chocolate and strawberries poured on you and lingerie. You don't get that every night.
No, that's true.
You go straight to bed.
That is true. That is true.
See, but you know, we've all, and I'm getting scientific on this because
Bonbons.
I'm getting scientific. It all depends on who the receiver is, right? Because there are some men, if you give them a gift,
Don't do that.
it depends on who the receiver is. You know, they have the 5 love languages. If your man is somebody that doesn't care for gifts, then he's cool with that. And sometimes that gift you get him will sit down at the table for like the entire month. If he's not, you have to know. So there's no one rule for who and how.
It depends on who the man is, how he is.
He has to be
Well, then,
comfortable with his skin.
that's what. But you see what I'm saying? That's your love language. Go into the game. It's not. Do you want a box of chocolate?
No, we
Roses?
can go to the game together.
So you don't need the roses. And you don't.
Club after the game was a lot of fun.
Well, and ladies know the kind of man you choose.
Hey, we definitely have to touch on this before.
Love language,
Before we get. Hey guys, real quick, man. Inside the Locker Room, AJ, man. We thank y'all in a few minutes. Jazz when night starts. Remember, Pop-Up Live 2, Part 2 is March 25th. Right now, it's scheduled for March
25th and Pop-Up Live 2.
Yep. Jay, anything before we get out of here?
No, I mean, I think we had a great show. Thank you guys for all coming up to our show.
Tony Hardy, DJ Wacom, Cassy, Stylez, Martine, and MaRouge. We thank you guys for coming up. Anything real quick, Nesta?
You just want to shout out Steve Steenberg and everybody else that was listening. He says that men should get gifts too.
My man Steve, love you, brother. Make sure you check us out next week, man. We love everybody, man. Thank you guys for tuning in and being part of the show again. Jazz on Ice coming up in a few minutes inside the Locker Room. And Jay, Nesta. All right, peace. See y'all next week.
Love you guys.